Hello, and welcome to another episode of Nerdy News Weekly. I'm Jesse.
Brian, the B-Lex Alexander.
So, last time we talked about the things we really liked from E3.
Yes.
This time, we're going to talk about what we didn't like from E3.
And again, I like to stress that negativity is always a downer. We're not being negative. We're being analytical. We're being analytical.
That's the way to put it.
And
Analytical.
critical thinkers.
Yes.
Okay? Number 5 for me, going into the Ubisoft conference. I'm a big Ubisoft fan, and I always want to see what they're doing and what they're up to. So going into the conference, I was excited. There were a lot of things that I was happy about. However, The Division was not one of them. Mainly because it's, to me, the ship has sort of sailed in a certain sense, where it's like we've seen this game previewed so many times. I don't want to see. I wonder what Ubisoft's strategy was, constantly bringing it to the show. I mean, yes, it's coming. It's an upcoming release, but I mean, we've seen so much previews on it already, and there doesn't really seem to be that much of a dynamic break in gameplay to justify, how unique it is. So, unfortunately, I feel that the delay, the delay in the development cycle has kind of done the same thing for Division that it did for the Watch Dogs. Watch Dogs was supposed to be a launch title. Everybody was excited, and then you didn't see it at launch. We saw it a little bit later, and by the time Watch Dogs came out, the energy for it sort of dissipated.
Yeah.
And I feel that the Division for me is somewhat under the same scrutiny. And I mean, I want to check the game out, but I'm not as excited as I was, say, 2 years ago.
My number 5. This one's number 5 because, well, it's good and bad.
Okay.
So I put it at the very bottom of my worst list because it's kind of good.
Okay.
More amiibo.
Yeah.
So I collect amiibo. I started. I'm only gonna get the ones I want, and I want all of them. But not only did they reveal here's the rest of for Smash Bros. Line, not counting DLC, they also revealed that Rob is gonna have the Famicom colors in the Japanese version of his amiibo. So if you want to have all of them, you have to import one from Japan, because they're not gonna sell that one in America. Also, the very cool 8-bit Mario amiibo is gonna work with Mario Maker. It's gonna come in 2 colors. The classic sprite color and the modern color scheme of them. So, yay, more amiibo, boo, less money for me, and also stress about trying to get all these things.
That's a lot of plastic.
And also, there's gonna be some there's some amiibo Skylanders now too.
What did you think about that?
I'm not gonna get the Skylanders game, but I am getting those figures.
The vehicles.
Yeah. It seemed interesting. I like the moves that they chose for the characters. But yeah, I'm not getting the whole game just for 2 figures. I'm getting the figures. And maybe down the line there might be Skylanders I'm willing to buy, and hey, they'll work for it.
Number 4 is Kingdom Hearts.
What?
But not necessarily for anything having to do with the game.
Okay.
Just in the sense that we don't have a date.
Yeah. No.
It's another E3, and we get we get an awesome trailer, but logistically, just in terms of a schedule, nothing.
Yeah.
And I feel burned just because I mean, Kingdom Hearts 2 came out when?
Oh God, 2000. I want to say 2003, 4, maybe earlier.
So it just kind of makes me feel old to even really, truly, really seriously want a Kingdom Hearts 3. I still feel like, even with the trailer, with the awesome trailer and everything, I still feel like it's not even really technically real yet. I would rather, we talked about this with Fallout 4 Bethesda, I would rather it, cook a little bit and show me something when there's an actual smell.
I feel like they felt like they had to push this as early as possible because it has been so long. So it's not great, but I think they figured the alternative was worse. My number 4 worst thing, too long. I feel like all three of the big three, every single one of their conferences could have been cut in half.
Okay.
I feel like there was too much stretching.
Yeah.
And Nintendo's was like the shortest one, and that felt way too long too because they didn't have that many announcements in it. They had like, let's talk to this person about the making of this basically Four Swords game. Like, I don't care about that. Yeah. And or in the Xbox one where here's a car, here's an actual car. It's not a video game. It was better than last year.
Definitely.
Last year it was like
they didn't bring any games.
Stretch. They didn't show any gameplay. It was all CG trailers. This time, a lot more gameplay.
A lot more gameplay.
Although I'm not a fan of playing a game on stage. It just feels so fake when they do it. Go. Well, I mean, like, hey, you're really going to that place. I sure am.
But they kind of watered that down a little bit. We don't see that much.
The Uncharted.
Yeah.
That did not make my worst because I love that. But again, more time wasted, right? So, I mean, like I said, they did do better doing announcement after announcement. Sometimes it's hard to like, wait, is this a separate game they're just going into? That was great. I love it when it's just announcement. But they still feel the need to stop the show and bring someone out to talk. And I don't want that. Number 3.
This E3 main criticism circulated around the fact that there was a lack of the Zelda title for Wii U.
Yes.
Everybody was a little upset about that. That's kind of what brought Nintendo's press conference or presser event down.
You think they originally planned to have some stuff? Because
something happened.
It feels like they stalled a lot in that thing.
Yeah, there's a controversy. However, my question is, I'm just trying to understand Nintendo's strategy in unveiling a 3DS title centered around co-op and multiplayer in the Zelda franchise. It has been done before.
Yes, I would say I do love Four Swords. It's a very fun game.
We already had the announcement that they're bringing Hyrule Warriors to the 3DS.
Yeah.
And now we have this Zelda multiplayer co-op centric title. For me, it kind of goes against the essence of what a Zelda game is. That idea of exploration and discovery. It just doesn't feel right. I'm gonna tell you what it does feel like. Doesn't it feel a little odd that Nintendo announced their partnership with DNA, and we get a game like this that's kind of centric around multiplayer and whatnot? I feel like almost even to the point where this could be like a digital mobile game.
It could be, possibly, but it's not.
For now. So, yeah, I'm just strategically and just as a game, I'm trying to figure out what Nintendo is doing. So I was a little put off by this announcement. So I'm just trying to understand what it is. I mean, so yeah, I'm not really that pumped. So I just gotta check it out.
My number 3, the Square Enix conference as a whole. It was very stiff. It was very like, you could tell these people are not used to speaking. There was the very weird guy in the moon head. There were some cool things in there, like Platinum is making the Nier sequel, which is crazy. Like, oh, okay, cool. We saw the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer, which I liked. But other than that, I don't think they really showed anything new, or at least not to me, anything really. They just retreaded stuff they already showed.
Right.
And they showed a couple other new things I didn't care about.
Right.
So, it just felt unnecessary.
So if Bethesda, with their first year being like, their own press conference, if they were, on point in terms of
they were definitely
as a developer, then Square Enix definitely kind of needs some.
Well, because Square Enix used to do conferences. This was their first conference in a long time. They were too stiff. They didn't have enough stuff, I think. So, I mean, everything that they showed that was new could have been said in another conference. In the Sony conference, in the Xbox conference. And probably should have been. Number 2.
We are both, mature adults. We are being analytical.
Okay.
Right? We're doing this. We're doing the assignment. We're doing the job. We're being professional.
Okay.
So we're good. All right. Mario Maker.
You didn't like Mario Maker?
Here's what the problem is. It's not so much that I don't get it, and I don't like the content. I get it. Modders have been after Mario for years, and Nintendo constantly, I can't even imagine how many cease and desist letters have been sent out. So the fact that they're giving players, fans, gamers, developers tools to utilize the Mario assets, space, it's awesome. Maybe the problem is I haven't gotten what I define as, what I call or categorize as my Mario Legacy game on the Wii U. That's the problem. When I say Mario Legacy game, I mean in the same breath as Mario 64, Mario Galaxy.
The real 64 successor.
The fact that we haven't gotten that, and I've been patient. I've sat through, various iterations of New Super Mario Brothers. 3D World, it was cool. It was great. I even, all the criticisms with the cat suit, I thought it was fun. Bowser in that game is great. I love it. It could have been a 3DS title. Just saying. But I'm still here. Where's my Legacy Mario? Where's the next step? And I feel like I'm just, with Mario Maker, a lot of the criticisms with Nintendo's presser this year, the digital event, was, Nintendo's, they're out of touch, or, why are they doing this? And the reason why they're doing this is because, first and foremost, they're going to do whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
Now, Mario Maker has already garnered a lot of positive feedback. Everybody's really excited about it. But you notice how it's not, it gives Nintendo more leverage to say, oh, well, we'll get to it. You know what I mean? We'll get to the next Mario game, or whenever we, have an idea for the next innovation. We're not rushing. All I'm saying is, if I were not to have a Mario Legacy to go with the Wii U, I am going to be very disappointed.
Mine's in a similar vein as yours. My second worst thing about E3 for me was the Rare pirate game. They started so you can see my reaction to all this. I put it up online. When they started showing the banners for like Banjo-Kazooie, Battletoads, I'm like, oh snap! They're doing something. Like, okay, all right, so this is for a collection of 30 games for $30. That's a good deal. If you got an Xbox One, you get that. You get that collection. It's a good collection. But then they said, but now we're doing something new. And I was expecting, like, is it going to be like a big Rare crossover thing, or like a new installment in one of these franchises? And then you see him going through this jungle that kind of looked Banjo-Kazooie-like, maybe. And I was like, okay, are you going to be able to take missions from like Conqueror and Banjo, maybe? And then see a person run by with a name, like, okay, maybe it's an MMO thing. And then Pirates, I'm like, okay, this looks like Wizard 101, but with pirates. And I think that's kind of what it is. So I was very disappointed. I'm not the biggest fan of current Rare, because all they do is make Kinect games. I'm happy with the success of Killer Instinct, and they announced that they're going to do Killer Instinct on PC now, so if I'm going to be able to find and play it, so that's great, but I really wanted a new Rare thing.
Like a rare thing.
Like, I wanted the new Banjo-Kazooie, or a new Conqueror, or
the rumor for the longest time was, Battletoads. And
bring them back, yeah.
Maybe even an actual Conqueror something.
Number one.
My number one is sort of indicative of just this whole sort of teasing nature that I felt was very prevalent with Nintendo's press or digital event, and we've been wanting a new Metroid.
Okay.
We've been wanting a new Metroid, fans have been wanting a new Metroid, and there seems to be this sort of tease, or this sort of antagonistic bullying that Nintendo does, because remember a few years ago when it was announced that Retro was doing a secret project and we were all excited. Yep. And it was Donkey Kong Country
Tropical Freeze, yeah.
Tropical Freeze.
Great game.
Beautiful game.
Not what
Great
people
game.
were hoping for.
Nobody was just, it was not what everybody wanted, but it was a great game. I still play Tropical Freeze. It's on point. So you know, where's Metroid? Where's Metroid? Nintendo, I think they know this, and again, it's Nintendo, so they're gonna always have some fun. It's just, you know, now I'm at the point in my life where, you know, I've seen their sense of humor a lot, and I don't have as much patience for it. So, Metroid Federation.
Metroid Prime Federation Forces, something like that. Federation something.
You know, I played the Prime series through and through. I get the Galactic Federation. I get that they're going for the soldiers, and you know, but the what really is the sort of you know, I'm gonna say the kick in the pants is the fact that it's sort of all really chibi style, and it's very again, I have to say, DNA. Nintendo's going mobile, and
well, I should say they didn't talk about this, but the Metroid Prime game is actually being made by Next Level, the makers of Mario Strikers and the latest Luigi's Mansion. I think if they didn't put Metroid on it, people will be
a little more
open-minded to it.
Curious, right?
But yeah, people are very about Metroid. So
yeah,
my number one worst thing about E3, leaks. I talked about it.
Yeah.
I talked about it in the best video in regards to the Smash Brothers stuff, but almost everything got leaked.
It's not a fun thing.
When Ryu got leaked, it was like, what? But if we didn't know and saw that Ryu trailer, it would have been 10 times more exciting.
It's like the kid in the play yard, in the you know, recess, like, you know, schoolyard, grew up and like invented the internet. The kid that likes to ruin Christmas. Oh, I know my presents are in the trunk. Yeah. It's like, you know, stop. I don't know. I like the surprise.
Yeah.
I mean, the surprise.
The Final Fantasy VII thing also got leaked. We didn't no image or anything, just that it was going to happen. Same with Shenmue 3 getting on the Sony stage. A lot of stuff got leaked, and it's just stop it. And I mean, I would avoid it if I could.
I do my best to. That's why
I go on.
I'm ignorant a lot of the times.
Like on Saturday, I turn on YouTube and like the first video I see is Ryu and Roy confirmed for Smash, and a big picture of them, and like, god dang it.
Yeah, I know.
You could have just said huge Smash leaks and then not shown me what it was, because I don't want to. I want to be surprised.
I appreciate. There was an interview with Sefton Hill, game lead design on Arkham Knight, and how he was just basically saying how hard it's been to keep everything a secret in Arkham Knight. And I personally, anything associated with Arkham Knight, this is Arkham Knight is coming out. We're in the past. Arkham Knight is coming out next week, and I'm really excited. But I avoid it like the plague. I don't want to see anything. Anybody who talks to me about it, anybody who is in my friend circles knows that they do not bring it up to me. Do not bring it up to me. So, yeah, stop.
Yeah, just stop.
Who's
it for? I mean, it's the people who can't wait for a proper introduction. The finesse of these things have been lost on too many people.
Exactly.
You wait, and then they present you in a cool way, and it's cooler that way.
It's cooler that way because there's context.
It's context.
There's actual context, and this is something that people are passionate about. These are professionals who go to work every day and get to showcase what they've been doing. Yeah. It's not an easy process.
People were able to actually hack Ryu into the game before he was released, before they announced him. And when they finally announced him, people's minds were still blown because they didn't know all the stuff that he can do. They didn't know about the button pressing thing. They just thought they messed up, like it wasn't a finished version of him. So sometimes the moves will come out. They're like, no, it's if you hold it, he does a different move, and you can. They didn't know you can do the inputs because they weren't told that. They just got an early look at it and without being told anything. So like, if you waited, it would have been cooler, and we would have known more. It might have been my number one worst thing from last year too. I don't know.
Yeah,
leaks. I predict it's going to be my number one worst thing from next year too. All right, so that is our top 5 worst things from E3 2015. What did you hate? Let us know. Like, subscribe, check out Brian's new place of employment. Weekly Comic Book Reviews. It's a website that reviews comic books weekly.
Yeah.
More weekly than this.
They are very regular.
Check out, he did a great review on Age of Ultron.
That was awesome.
The Daredevil series.
Daredevil series.
Yeah. So check those out. And I don't know when we're going to have time to get back together again, but know that Brian is out there reviewing stuff.
Hopefully we will be back sooner. I will be back sooner rather than later.
Yeah. So, see you next week.